back, everybody. My name is Corinne and you are watching Un Almanger. Merry Christmas. And today I'm here with a local baker who will be bringing you guys the Christmas spirit today. Gonna keep you guys for long, but before we go any further, please don't forget to share this video with your friends and family that you know would need this recipe, not just this one, but because we have so much more on the channel, but this specific recipe for the holiday, you can share it with your friends and your family so you guys can learn how to make it just like the baker. All right, Mr. Justin, please welcome to Un Almanger. Come on in. You can go ahead and greet the people, tell them who you are, where are you located, and what you do.
Hi, I'm Justin Richardson. I'm the owner-operator for Justin and Nico's Cheesecakes. It's a family-owned business located in Orlando, and I'm gonna bake some stuff for you today.
Okay, so tell us exactly what you're gonna make for us today, because me, I am ready, I am excited. I'm looking at, you guys already seen everything that Justin will be using today. I'm just excited to taste it later.
Today, in the spirit of Christmas, we're gonna make Mrs. Claus strawberries and cream shooters.
I would like to pronounce that. I'm Haitian. I would like to pronounce that. I'm Haitian. Okay. Mrs. Claus.
Strawberries and cream shooters.
Strawberries and creams shooters.
Now, this is a really simple dessert to make. It doesn't have too many components to it. Just three main components. We have whipped cream, a strawberry compote or strawberry sauce, and shaved chocolate to garnish it.
Okay. This
is very eye-catching and is sure to be the centerpiece of any holiday party or family function that you might serve it at.
Okay, well, Justin, I'm ready.
All right, so these are the ingredients that you'll need for the dessert. It's not too many. It's just about putting it together. So we're gonna start off with some granulated sugar. We have powdered sugar, heavy cream, vanilla extract. We got 2 cartons of strawberries, fresh strawberries from any store. And then we also have some dark chocolate. Okay,
so does it matter if people want to use brown sugar instead of just the white sugar?
Yes, it does, because brown sugar has a molasses taste to it. So it's gonna affect the flavor of the strawberry compote that we're making today. So you wanna make sure you're using granulated sugar as opposed to brown sugar. Okay,
can you also add honey? Since you're adding all type of sugar, would honey have its place in there?
Honey, no, I wouldn't add honey either.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Unless you're accustomed to cooking with honey, because I don't have portions for honey.
Okay.
To make the strawberry sauce sweet. And you don't want to burn the honey, mixing it in with the strawberries. So I would say stick with the granulated sugar for the best results.
The first step into getting...
So the first thing we're gonna do is wash your hands.
Okay.
Hygiene is important in the kitchen. If you're making food for yourself, I'm not telling you how to live your life, but if you're serving food for others, then you wanna make sure you have clean hands.
I agree with that.
So we're gonna start with washing our hands.
Go ahead.
All right, so now that our hands are clean, the next thing that we wanna do is go ahead and wash our strawberries. We're gonna wash 1 carton right now because this is the one that we're gonna use first.
We're using both, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Put that to the side. Now, just run it in some cold water for about a minute or 2, just to wash off the pesticides or any remaining debris that we don't want to consume as part of our dessert.
Sounds good. Today we're not gonna keep you for long. We're making dessert, so everything going to be pretty fast. So pay attention to each and every details that the baker and Un Almanger brought to you today. Okay?
Now it's just the process where we want to make sure that our strawberries are clean, because you don't want to get anybody sick with any contaminants inside the strawberries. So after they're clean and ready to come out, that they've sat for a little bit, then we take it on to the next part.
Okay.
So all you're doing is cutting off the heads of the strawberries, and then we're slicing them in half.
Oh, we're going to cook the strawberry.
Yes, ma'am.
That's different, guys. This is different for the channel.
We're gonna make a strawberry compote using our strawberries and some sugar. And in order for that sugar to reach all parts of the strawberry, we wanna make sure that we're having them so that we can get the juices into the pot. And this is a really delicious dessert. It's really easy to put together. The only thing I would say is it can be a little time consuming as far as cutting all the bits and pieces together, but it's very simple to put together. So now we have all of our strawberries freshly sliced and ready to go in the pot. So we're gonna take our small saucepan.
Okay.
We're gonna add our strawberries to it.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go ahead with our granulated sugar. And we're gonna add this to it next. For this, we're gonna use 3/4 a cup of sugar. So we have our 1/4 measuring spoon.
Okay. I love measurements. I just do.
Make sure you're using a level scoop because you don't wanna add too much sugar because then it'll be overpowering on the sweetness.
Okay.
Now that once we got that in there, next thing we're gonna do is mix the sugar around with the strawberries. The reason why you want to do that is because you want all of the strawberries to be coated in that sugar so it can release the juices. We're not gonna start cooking this immediately. We want this to rest for about 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, to let the strawberries fully release the juices before we start to cook it.
I have a quick question while we're talking about strawberries. Can we make this recipe with frozen strawberries?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
The only thing you would need to do is either thaw the strawberries out or let it cook a little bit longer because the frozen strawberry is going to take longer to extract the juices.
Okay, I'm not going to keep you long. Keep going.
So we're going to use our spoon. We're just going to mix the strawberries around in the sugar. I like using fresh strawberries just because it cooks a little bit faster. So now we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes before we start cooking with it.
Okay. We're gonna start a countdown, a 5 minutes countdown. Okay, our 5 minutes countdown is over. And now, Justin, you're gonna tell us what is our next step because the strawberry is looking very eatable right now. So what's our next step?
Our next step is to go ahead and start cooking these.
Okay.
So we're gonna cook it stovetop over a medium-high heat for about 10 minutes to really release those juices and wait for the sauce to thicken a little bit before we can start to use it. So now we're gonna take this over to the stove to start cooking.
To the stove we go. Let's go.
So now that we have our temperature on, we have our strawberries on the stove, we're gonna let this cook for about 10 minutes until our sauce thickens. Then we'll let that cool and we'll move on to the next step. All right, now we're back at our workstation. We have our strawberries over here cooking. Before we start anything else, we want to make sure that we clean our area to prep for the next step. That way you don't have too much of a mess going on and you don't have a huge mess to worry about at the end of cooking, which is the most dreadful part of cooking if you ask me.
In other words, clean your kitchen, y'all. Clean it. Especially if you're cooking for guests, clean it. So when they get to your house, they can eat with a clean heart, with no hesitation. So that's what we're doing right now. Cleaning up. So next step?
Now is I'm just gently washing them inside of the water to remove all of the dirt, the pesticides, any particles that may be on the food that we don't want in our dessert. All right, now we have our clean strawberries. So we're gonna just take that, drain them out. And then we're gonna bring these over to our cutting board for the next step. For our strawberries that we have cooking, please make sure that you stir it occasionally because you don't want those to burn. So keep an eye on it, make sure you set a timer, stir them occasionally just to make sure that they're good. Our next step that we're gonna do, so we're gonna take a few of our strawberries here. I would suggest taking the ones that are kind of oddly shaped. You have ones like this here that are not very good for presentation. So all of our misshapen ones, the ones that aren't the perfect strawberry that we are accustomed to, we'll take those out for this next step and we'll use them here.
Okay.
And the reason why we're taking these out is because we're gonna slice these up and dice them really small to go into our dessert shooting.
I have one question now.
Yes, ma'am.
What other fruits can you use besides strawberry to make that same dessert, or does it have to be strawberry?
You can use various other fruits. You can use blueberries, you can use raspberries, things of that sort. The only thing I would say is adjust the the amount of sugar that you put in there, because different fruits have different tastes. So you might add a little more, a little less, depending on how much fruit you're using. This here is about a pound of strawberries. So we use 3/4 cups of sugar for about a pound of strawberries. So you just want to proportion it to the amount of fruit that you're using.
Okay.
Okay. And for this next step here, we're going to slice our strawberries into really tiny pieces to go into our shooters. So we slice them into slivers like this, and then from those slivers, we slice them again. And then you end up with these really tiny, beautiful chunks of strawberry.
As long as they're small, so it doesn't matter which shape you cut them into?
No.
Okay.
I prefer cutting them into squares, one, because it's easier.
Okay.
I would say don't put them into like a food processor or a blender, because we want the actual fruit to hold its shape. If you put it into like a food processor or a blender, you'll just shred them to pieces and it'll come into chunks. So it's better to do this by hand as opposed to throwing it into a food processor or a blender.
Makes sense.
And as I said, on occasion, you want to also check your strawberries that you have cooking so they don't overcook.
All right, you guys, I hope you all paying attention, because in Anonymous, what we do, we bring you professional chefs and real business, such as restaurants that's out there serving the community, so you guys can see how these restaurants make their food and how these chefs prep their recipes, so you guys can actually book them and taste their recipe just like me. So you guys are here to watch and I'm here to taste.
So as you can see here, we got our strawberries cooking nice and beautifully. Look at that beautiful sauce. And we just want that to get a little thicker before we start using it for our next step. So now our sauce is about done. Look at that beautiful red color in that sauce. We'll take this off the stove.
Okay, so you and I already seen Justin cut the strawberries, boil the strawberries. I'm Haitian. That's kind of new to me because we don't be boiling fruits like, do we? You know what? For me personally, it's my first time actually cooking or having strawberry in a pot in front of me while we're about to make dessert with it. So I am very excited. The process is long and I cannot wait for us to reach the final of it, while Justin gonna step into the next step of making Mrs. Claus strawberry shooters. I got it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. So Justin, what's the next step?
So we have our freshly chopped strawberries. For those that want to know how many to prepare,
Yeah.
each shot for the ones that I'm doing takes about 1 strawberry. So we're gonna do about 5 shots, so about 5 or 6 strawberries.
Okay. All right. So
Now our strawberry mixture, our strawberry sauce is cooling. So we want to let that completely cool before we do anything else with it, because if you try to use it while it's still hot, you'll interfere with the rest of the ingredients, especially the whipped cream that has to be cool. If you put it on top of hot strawberry sauce, it's just gonna melt.
all right, I'm excited.
So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start our whipped cream mixture. All right, so now we're gonna start with our whipped cream mixture. While we have our strawberries cooling and we already have our diced strawberries, we're gonna go ahead and mix this together. We're gonna start with a metal bowl. I recommend chilling the bowl in your freezer for about 15 minutes before you start, along with your tips for your mixer. Or if you're using a whisk and you're hand mixing it, you can also chill this. That way, the whipped cream mixture doesn't break apart as easily because the bowl is nice and chilled. So we're gonna start with our whipped cream, our heavy cream. And we're gonna use 1 cup of heavy cream for our mixture. Do 1 cup of the heavy cream. Put that into our bowl. Then we're gonna take our 1/4 cup and we're gonna do powdered sugar. So it's 1 cup of heavy cream. 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. And then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Put that right in there. Make sure it's a nice level scoop and be careful not to spill it into the mixture. You don't want to put too much of that in there.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then we're gonna take our mixer and get our attachments in there.
Okay, I can make some space for you in the meantime. The strawberry.
And then we're gonna go ahead and start mixing our heavy cream. You wanna mix it until soft peaks form. Try not to overmix because then you'll just have whipped cream topping. And try not to undermix because then it'll just be slush.
Okay. Again, remember you are watching Almanger. Do not forget to subscribe, like I told you earlier, share the video with your friends and your family. And once again, Merry Christmas. And we're gonna move into the next step right away because we have cut strawberries or cook strawberry. Ready for Justin to tell us what is the next step so I can go ahead and try on the dessert right now. I cannot wait because it looks really delicious and it also smells good.
So now that we have our strawberry mixture completely cooled, you want to make sure you're not using warm strawberries. It will completely mess up your mixture.
Yes.
So we have it completely cooled and then we go on to the next step. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take about 1/4 to 1/3 of our actual strawberries in the mixture. And we're going to put that in our blender to thicken our sauce up just a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and pour those into here. And like I said, about 1/4 to 1/3 of the strawberries. Put our top back on and get these well blended.
Justin, can you reverse the process where we blend the strawberry, cook it, and then just use it in the juice? You see how you have it right now?
Yes.
Can somebody at home say, okay, I want to blend my strawberry first, then cooked it, and then just mix everything, the sugar and all of that stuff?
Well, no, you can't do that because we want to be able, one, to see the strawberries that we have chopped up in the sauce, and two, it'll just be too thick if you do it that way. You want the strawberries to cook slowly and bleed out all of its juices, and we only take a portion of the strawberries to give it that fuller, thicker, smoother texture on our tongue.
Okay, sounds good.
So now the last part is assembling the dessert.
Okay.
Now you can use wine glasses, you can use martini glasses, margarita glasses. What I'm going to use today are these small disposable margarita glasses that I bought. You can find them at your local bakery store. You can find them also in maybe like a Joann's or a Michael's.
Party cities sometimes have them too. Really
And
nice.
these are what we're going to be using today. So the next step is assembling. We're going to take about a tablespoon of our chopped strawberries, and we're going to go ahead and put that into the bottoms of the glasses.
Oh, see guys, that was quick. It was quick just by watching it, and Justin made sure he gave us all the entire description on how to make it at home for your friends and family. You can take an almanger in the comment.
And now once we got all of those inside of our glasses, we're going to put our sauce atop the strawberries. So we're also going to do about a tablespoon of the sauce on the strawberries. Now what we're looking to get here is a nice distinction of layers because this is a layered dessert. So we want the strawberries and the whipped cream to be separate from each other.
Yeah.
Because if you have them mixed, then the whipped cream will just be pink. And we want that distinct red and white Christmassy feel.
Oh, it's a magical holiday, magical moment, and magical dessert.
So we're only using just the sauce, none of the strawberries that are inside the mixture. One thing you can do is strain the sauce into a separate bowl and leave the
Yeah,
strawberries
that's
separate.
what I was about to ask for real.
But you don't have to unless you're doing like a large portion or you want to save the rest of the strawberry sauce for something else. You can even use those other strawberries and make like a strawberry shortcake.
I hear you.
So we're just gonna pour that in there just to the bottom of that glass.
Yes.
For each one.
Yeah, we also want to remind people, even though you see it's a liquid, I'm gonna say we because I'm a part of the cooking and making the dessert, we didn't add no water. Well, I didn't suggest that adding no water. It's literally the sugar that we added into the strawberry, and then the strawberry gave us the juice. Right now you're looking at Justin adding to the margarita glasses. So.
Yeah, it's very minimal ingredients. You don't need too many ingredients for it. You just gotta follow the steps.
In other words, very affordable. So I don't see what's going to stop you from making something like this on Christmas night. Yes.
And now that we have our glasses with our strawberry filling
I can see the
inside of them,
aesthetic already. It's beautiful.
we're gonna go ahead and add our whipped cream on top. We're gonna go ahead and grab our piping bag, and we're gonna add our whipped cream mixture into the piping bag. Using our spatula, you're gonna put it around your hand like this as a cupping motion, or you can put it into an actual cup if you want it to sit, and then you put your whipped cream inside.
Okay, but Justin, a professional, he doesn't need a cup, y'all. Just need to hold it right.
Now that we have our whipped cream inside of our piping bag, we want to carefully pipe that into the dessert glass. Start on the walls and slowly rotate until you get that mixture in there.
Yes. Can this be frozen?
You can put it in the freezer, but the whipped cream, it's better to eat while it's in the fridge, coming out of the fridge and out of the freezer.
Okay, all right. I'm asking all the questions for my black people out there, because we love it, we don't want it to be, messed up. We want to put it deeper in the freezer so we can save it for later.
Now what we're gonna do with that excess on the top, I'm going higher than the rim of the glass, intentionally.
Okay.
And the reason why is because we want that nice smooth finish. So that extra, we're gonna take our offset spatula and we're just gonna slide it across the rim of the glass.
That clean finish look. That's what we're looking for.
And then we have it just like that. Look at that beautiful dessert.
Yes.
We're gonna do that with all of the rest of these. So now that we have our strawberry sauce and our whipped cream inside of our glasses, next we're gonna add another layer of flavor, a different flavor profile to kind of balance out the sweetness of the whipped cream and the strawberries. We're gonna add a little bit of dark chocolate on top of it.
My favorite.
I have a 60% bittersweet. I would also suggest a semi-sweet because you don't want the chocolate to be too bitter, but bittersweet or a semi-sweet chocolate works best.
So for my people at home who's watching, what if they want to use the whipped cream that already come pre-made without using all these kitchenware that you and I just used earlier to make your own whipped cream fresh? Can people use that? Buy it straight from Walmart, come home with it, soup, wiped off, there you go.
Absolutely. You can use, Cool Whip, the store-bought whipped cream. The only thing I would say is I always prefer to make it fresh because fresh whipped cream tastes better than the store-bought. Usually the store-bought has preservatives to make it last longer, to have a longer shelf life. So when you make it fresh, it's always going to taste better.
All right. So as a pastry chef, right, what one thing that you have to have in the kitchen with you? You cannot step in nowhere without it. Well, when it's time for you to bake something, make something literally in the kitchen, what's one thing that you cannot go without?
my knives.
Okay.
Pastry chef, savory chef,
Yeah.
your knives are your most important thing. So
wow.
you want to make sure you have your chef's knife and your paring knife.
Your parent knife?
Paring knife.
Paring knife, okay.
So that would be the smaller knife, the one that we used earlier to chop up the strawberries.
I see.
You use that a lot for slicing small things, garnishes, and things of that sort, where your chef's knife is for more bigger chops.
The bigger chops.
But your knives are like, that's like for artists, your knife is your pencil.
Okay. All right, I'm not gonna keep you long. Are you finished with the chocolate? If you are, what will be your next step right now?
So now we're gonna take our grated chocolate and then we're just gonna sprinkle that in the center of our shots.
Okay.
Chocolate is very, very, very sensitive to heat. So try not to keep it in your hands too long because it'll melt at just the temperature of your fingers.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take our chocolate and we're gonna quickly
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
spread that in the center of our glasses.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. It's really giving that, you guys. It is Christmas week, Christmas weekend. Enjoy this video. Make it with your family. With your children too, because this is really easy to make with your kid. There you go.
And last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and top these off with a little bit of strawberry garnish.
More strawberry?
Yeah, we got that strawberry theme going on here today.
I see.
So we're gonna take our paring knife.
Green and red, still in the Christmas spirit. Great choice.
Then we're gonna cut these in half. Now you can do it just like this, but I'm gonna fancy it up just a little bit more.
We like fancy. I like fancy.
So we're gonna cut that in half. And one more. And then from here, we're gonna make slices into each one of these strawberries, about 5. And once we're done with that, we're gonna take our strawberry, we're gonna push it down to spread out those fingers that we just made. And then we're gonna put our strawberry garnish on top of our shot. And look at that, beautiful.
This is giving expensive. The details are to die for. I like it.
We're gonna do that with each one of our shooters.
It's giving
until
very
they're
high
all
class dessert. Yes. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video.
And look at this.
Yes. Yes.
These are our Mrs. Claus strawberries and cream dessert shooters.
Shooters. Yay. Okay. I like it. It looks nice, and now I cannot. Is it ready? Is it
Yep,
time
they're
where I
completely
can
ready.
actually try it? Because that's the best part for me. The time where I'm trying the food and stuff. So we're gonna come right back with the trying part. I'm ready to test it. Do you have any last word before I get to the testing part?
No, enjoy.
Okay. So me and Justin will be enjoying trying it together. I guess I'm gonna grab one. And look at this. Look at this, y'all.
Now,
All right.
the way you want to eat this,
Yes. Yes.
you can eat each individual component by itself, but it tastes best when you mix it all together. The best spoon to use is a smaller spoon, so maybe a teaspoon, or if you have the time or the opportunity to do it,
Yeah.
go to like a party store and get the really small appetizer spoons. That's what they're called. And you can use that for there. It's where you can get into the bottom and get to each component of the dessert at the same time.
Okay. So it's a mixture of strawberry, which is one of my favorite fruits. And we have the whipped cream and we have chocolate. I'm not a big fan of chocolate, but funny, I love dark chocolate. It's just so weird. Oh, God. But and we have the strawberry on top, which I can eat it without having it mixed with the sauce in the bottom of it. So
One thing I like to do
yeah.
with the strawberry on top
Don't tell me you dip it.
is take it and dip that into that whipped cream.
Let me follow Justin, okay? Because he might know something I don't. Let me see.
Perfect.
You say you dipped it, grab it with some chocolate. All right. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna do this. This is super easy. I'm gonna step in the kitchen on Christmas and then say, everybody, give me some space. Let me mix some of that, cause yeah, that's really good.
And now let's use our spoon and dig in.
Remember, the spoon is a bit big. We're gonna make it work.
Make sure you get some of that strawberry in there with a little bit of chocolate on there.
Okay.
It's a really light, airy dessert. It's not overly sweet.
That's what I was about to say. With all the fact that I use 2 different types of sugar, and it's not crazy sweet at all. It's still giving natural strawberry sweetness taste. Like no sugar in there. Guys.
So you have the creaminess, mouthfeel of the whipped cream. Then you have the slight sweetness of the strawberry sauce. And then that little bit of bitter, semi-sweet chocolate on top. All those flavor components combine to make a really delicious dessert.
Whatever Justin just said is exactly. No, I do not like sweet. Sorry. I do not like sweet at all. Even in my tea, I don't put honey or sugar. I surprisingly put salt in there. And this right here, I would eat a second cup because it's not sweet at all. It's given natural. I see what you mean by making your own whipped cream, buying fresh strawberries, everything fresh. Now I feel like you have the control of what you're making, and you know exactly how it's gonna come out. So thank you so much. Let me take my last one. We'll pass to my last word. Justin, this is good. I know you can't wait to try it, cameraman, but your turn will come up. This is good. The detail is amazing. You give the viewers a great description on how to make this, and another thing, again, it's very affordable. You can see we didn't use much. A lot of stuff you probably already have them in your kitchen or in your fridge, so it wouldn't cost you like a whole lot of money to get something like this. And the glass you can even find them at Party City, Dollar General, or any other store that you mentioned earlier.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate this. Justin, before my last word with the viewers, I would like for you to tell us anything you have to say to the viewers right now to be anonymous. Before you go, please say it. Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Okay, but Justin, do you have any last word for us? Or I have one last question though. So right now, you know, a lot of people in this time right now, a lot of young people, they mostly want to become entrepreneur. They don't really want to go clocked in. So if someone want to go into your field to become you gave me the name earlier, a pastry chef.
Yes, ma'am.
What advice would you have for them?
My advice would be, don't try to do too much too soon.
Okay.
Take your time. A lot of people feel that if they don't get the clientele fast enough, then they quit. With so many people getting into the food industry, it can feel like there's too much competition, but you can create your own lane. So don't give up. Pick your niche and stick to it. And the business will come. Make sure that you're using social media, because social media is a wonderful avenue in order to promote and present your product out there.
Yes.
It also gives you that publicity in order to be able to in order for people to better access you.
Yeah.
So social media, and don't give up.
Yeah, just another word, remain consistent, use all the sources in your environment so you can keep moving forward, because giving up is worse. So Justin, I know earlier we touched base on how to reach you, because you can literally book Justin if you're local or anywhere you at. If you need his service, of course, he'll be there because he already know how to make all of this great stuff for us. So you just have to tell people on how to reach Justin, and any last word, anything you have to tell us before you go, we'll take it.
So I do dessert tables and events.
Yeah.
I also do cheesecakes.
Okay.
So
love
whole cheesecakes and dessert tables, items similar to this, and setups similar to this.
Okay.
So if you want to book me, you can reach me either on social media. Facebook is Justin and Nico's Cheesecakes. On Instagram, it's Justin_N_Nico's. And phone number 407-873-7832. Those are all the ways you can contact me.
All right, thank you, Justin. And I would like to thank everybody who have been supporting Anonymous since day one till this day. I want to wish you guys a very Merry Christmas, and I will definitely see you guys next year. Thank you so very much. Bye. Thank you. All right.